Love Me Some Cooking with Vicki, and today we're going to make barbecued ribs, and we're going to do it indoors. These ribs are so tender and succulent that you can't even put them on your grill. If you do, they'll fall through, and trust me, we had to order pizza that night when I did that years ago, so I figured out how to do it in my oven. So I just want to show you a little trick here, but first, look what my husband and my kids made for me about 4 years ago. This is Mama's cookbook, and this was the best Christmas present I have ever received. But if you look on it, it says Mama's cookbook, including the infamous Mama's ribs and Mama's twice baked potato casserole. My little baby girl wrote, "Your ribs are awesome." So I do take full pride in my barbecued ribs. And I'm also going to show you how to make twice baked potato casserole here in this episode as well. So let's go ahead and get started with our pork ribs. Now, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take off the silver skin. That's the cartilage on the back of the ribs. Okay? So what you do is you take a knife, a butter knife. You want to work it up underneath just the very end of this. See how it's starting to pull up? And then you're going to take a paper towel and grab a hold of it real firm between your thumb and your forefinger. And you pull it off. It's nasty, but trust me, it permeates the meat better with the rib rub that we're about to make. And the rib rub that we're going to make only has 5 spices in it. So truly, it only has, like I said, 5 spices in it. So you could even write that grocery list on your hand. And then you could also play the game of, this little piggy I got at the market. Because I did. Alright, now look, see how easy this just came off. And now it's all ready for us to... Alright guys, now we're going to start with our spice rub. And in here I have 1 tablespoon of Vicki's garlic pepper, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt. I'm going to put that in here. 1 teaspoon of paprika. And you got this crud in your pantry, don't tell me you don't, I know you do. And then 1 teaspoon of cumin. You should have that if you made my chili, Connie. And then a sniff, don't sniff it or you will sneeze, a sniff of cayenne pepper. And like I said, go gentle on it. Don't want to burn those honeys. Alright, so now what I got is I've got Weber's Hot and Spicy Mustard. And I do use this in a couple of my dishes that I'm known for. That's all I will say. But we're going to squirt this on either side of the ribs. Now before we do that, let me just kind of fluff this rib rub up. That's all that was in it. What, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spices, and then the mustard. That's it. Now, I bought me some non-stick, heavy-duty aluminum foil. You're going to want that because we're going to put these ribs, wrap them up tight, and cook them for 3 hours at 300 degrees. So, let's see. Go ahead and grease up our meat. Flip it over. A couple squirts. You can make these, you know, even the night before and put them in your fridge after you've already got them ready. Just make sure they come to room temperature for about an hour before you stick them in your oven. Alright, so now I'm going to take my rib rub and I'm going to sprinkle it over my meat. There's about 3 things I could say there, but I won't. Alright. Make sure you coat, especially this top side, pretty good, because this is what, you know, where all the big time meat's at. Alright, now I'm going to flip it over. Oh, 1 more squirt. Make sure it's really juicy here. And then take the rest of our rib rub. And like I said, now that we've got that silver skin, that membrane taken off, it's going to permeate this meat and it's going to be excellent. Alright, so you got to wash my hands. Look, I'm telling you what Jesus knows, these are fantastic. Alright. And be careful when you're pushing down, because these bones, I've done this so many times, and watch, I'll probably do it right after I get done telling you this. Kind of fold over the aluminum foil a little soft, and then flip it over. You don't want to be mean with this, because if you're mean with it, you're going to end up puncturing one of this, and then you're going to get juices all over your oven. So I used to just lay these on the rack, on the oven rack, and that's the reason I put it on a cookie sheet now, is because I've had that happen before. And sometimes you won't know that you punctured it till there's smoke billowing from your oven. I can't believe it! I did it without puncturing it. Well, praise the Lord. Okay, so now I've got this right here on my cookie sheet. 300 degrees for 3 hours. And then we get them out, we're going to baste them with barbecue sauce, and then we're going to go ahead and put them under the broiler. Because like I said, you can't put them on the grill because they'll fall through. So now we're going to start with the twice baked potato casserole. And what I did was I took 8 medium sized, I mean, like, you know, when you buy a 5-pound bag of potatoes at the grocery store, I took 8 of those and I cleaned them up and I stabbed them over and over with a knife a couple times, and then I rubbed butter all over them, and then I had this kosher salt garlic pepper blend that, you know, I'm famous for, and sprinkled it over every one of the potatoes, and I just wrapped them up real tight with aluminum foil and I stuck them in my oven for an hour. So now here we go. Here's 4 cut up, and here's the other 4. Okay, I fried them a pound of bacon, and so this is what you need for the twice baked potato casserole. You need sour cream, 8 baking potatoes, buttered and roasted. If you don't have time to do that, feel free to pop them in the microwave. But I mean, they do have, you want the skin to be a little crispy, and it won't be as crispy in the microwave, but you're going to cook it again anyhow, so it don't matter. And then you've got green onion, salt and garlic pepper, bacon, and then we have sharp cheddar cheese and mozzarella cheese. Alright, so this is what we're going to do. We're going to season our potatoes. Now, lightly, because we've already got a lot of the seasoning on there because of when we buttered them. A little of that in there. A couple hits of sour cream. I usually use half this container on the bottom layer. Then I just smear it around. Alright, now I'm going to put the bacon. I just realized this is like a porkalopolis episode. Poor piggies. We got ribs, we got bacon. You can't go wrong with pork. Put all this down, and then we're going to put cheese. Lots of it. We're going to put sharp cheddar down, and then we're going to put mozzarella down. Tell me this doesn't already look good. Alright, now we're going to take the next batch of 4. Let's push them on top. Layer them out. And by the way, grease your dish with cooking spray. This is such a cool thing to take to a potluck or to work or something. Oh my gosh, I mean, I've had so many requests from this from work, from coworkers, and y'all know who you are. So here you go. Sprinkle it again. Alright, the rest of this bad boy of sour cream. This definitely ain't a waste-friendly meal, but come on, every now and then you gotta splurge. Especially if you're just gonna eat a little bit of this with your dinner. I'm not saying eat down with a fork or sit down with a fork with it, although I really could. Okay, smear out the sour cream. I'm gonna get me all the sour cream because I love me some sour cream. And I love me some bacon. So let's get some rest of this. Just make sure you get it all. Sprinkle it all on there. Alright, and the rest of the cheese. This time I'm going to start with the white cheese. And finish up with the orange. But to let you know, we're not going to put these on, the green onions on, until it's done baking. No, more bacon. Okay. So now we're going to spread this out. And yet again, use that trusty non-stick cooking aluminum foil. That way your cheese won't melt. If you don't have this, then don't put this cheese on to the last 15 minutes so that way it won't stick, but it won't stick to this. Our ribs have 1 more hour in the oven. This is going to take about an hour to cook. And then we're going to broil the ribs and dinner's ready. ahead and we pulled our ribs out. They're done, 300 degrees for 3 hours. They are beautiful, tender ribs. Pulled out our twice baked potato casserole, which I'll show you in a second. But before we cut these up, I turned my broiler on. You know, the heat from the top part of the oven, so that it's radiating down. That's what I just turned on, so it's nice and hot, because we're going to baste these twice, and then on each side, and put them back in the oven or under the broiler. So a rack of ribs normally cuts in about 5 serving pieces. So just cut next to the bone and put them meat side down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to baste these. Remember, get your broiler on. And we're going to baste each side twice. That way that they're just crispy and sticky. Everybody wants a sticky rib. Alright, we'll put these under the broiler. Now you got to watch these. Don't leave them in there and walk away. This is where you have to be by your oven. Okay, you can walk away when you're making the ribs, but now you got to keep an eye on them. It'll take about 5 minutes each time that we're basting. So I'm just gonna... Okay guys, now it's time for the second basting. Oh, looky! Make sure you get the rib pieces. There are some people that like to suck on those bones. Alright, put this back in, push it back, and then we'll end up flipping them over, and then we'll get the meat side up. We'll do that twice, and then dinner's ready. Oh, beautiful. Now we'll go ahead and check into our twice baked potato casserole. Look how good that looks, and then now you go ahead and put the green onions on top. Because you don't want to put these on when they're in the oven or else they'll end up getting nasty. You want them bright and green. So see guys, it doesn't matter what your cooking background is. It doesn't matter what your life story is. You can do this because there's no excuse. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.